And we are live and direct. All right. 1 second. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We're going to give it a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to get everything kind of set up. What's my water at? Jay, stay hip. What's going on, my man? What's going on? We're going to talk about this Etrade, TD Ameritrade, no broker assessment. Can so people reach out? I'm getting some companies reaching out, other companies reaching out about it. So we're going to address that tonight. So y'all come on in. That's going to catch this live. It's going to be a live podcast. For the people that's catching it back on the playback, that's great for you. But the people out there, one big thing, I will be in New York City on October 19th at Barnes & Noble on 17th Street from 11 o'clock to 2 p.m. So if you're out in that area, out and around New York City, Barnes & Nobles, I'll be there doing a story time and a book signing for all three of my children's books. So, yeah, should be a fun time. So y'all come on out if you can, if you're in the area, stop by, say hi. And if not, then maybe I'll catch you at another area, another location. But we're going to get into it tonight. People have been writing me, asking me, hey, Prince, Jason Hip say, I would like to know how they are making money. No GD for retailers. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all that. I'm going to give you guys my thought process and what I've been speaking to people about. So we're going to get into it. We're going to give it about 2 minutes to get the notifications out for people that want to catch it live. So in the meanwhile, drop a comment below and tell me where you're checking in from. On this Sunday night. It's probably late too, depending on where you're at in the world. Okay. All right. Let me push this out real quick. Let me push this out on my other. And if you're in and you can share this, definitely share this. All right. Go and share this out. Copy it. Put it on Facebook. If you aren't following us on Facebook, check us out there too. I'm just pushing this out to the other places. The Investor Show on Facebook. I don't even tweet, but I guess I'll put it on my Twitter. My Instagram. Did I put it on my Instagram? Maybe I should. I should go live on my Instagram too, huh? But I don't. I'm not cool like that on Instagram, I guess. Let me see something here real quick. Oh. Instagram. I am live on YouTube Live. So come over to YouTube Live to check out the E-Trade versus TD Ameritrade. How does E-Trade and TD Ameritrade make money with the new low and no what you call it? You know what? I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna leave it on my YouTube and Facebook. How about that? Yeah, how about we do it that way? I'm on my YouTube. Hope I don't screw this up because I did not plan this. Maybe I'll do that another time. But anybody that catches live, I'm on YouTube and Facebook. Peace. All right. All right. That's enough of that. Let's get into it. He said, Maddie charge $6.95 for contracts. Great topic. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you are now tuned in to the Investor Show. As always, this is your host, Prince Dykes, coming all the way live from the beautiful state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And also check out some of that description box to check out some of our books, our podcasts, Instagram, Facebook, all the other great stuff. But as always, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys and girls don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump straight into it. So some people are catching it here live on YouTube. Some people are going to catch the playback. But today, as you guys and girls can see in the description box, we're going to talk about the E-Trade. How does E-Trade and TD Ameritrade make money with zero commissions? Now, if you've been following me as of late, you've seen my last video. I announced that E-Trade announced zero commission. Then I also went back and said that TD Ameritrade announced no commission, zero commission. Robinhood had been announcing zero commission for a long time, but it's a big thing when the big boys start to do it. So now the big question is, people have been writing me. I've had even financial companies writing below. They've been writing below saying, well, Prince, we've been zero commission and we've been this, we've been that. And that's true, but it's different when new, fresh companies like Interactive Brokers came along and they were doing it. Robinhood was doing it. M1 was doing it. All these companies came out saying, hey, we're going to charge zero commission. People looked at that and saw like, maybe it's promotional. How long are they going to do it? We don't know if they can keep it up. Robinhood didn't have the DRIP program, the dividend reinvestment plan. Robinhood was only an app based. So people was kind of skeptical and weary of it. And people kind of thought like, maybe this is a promotional thing. So people are thinking, Prince, is this promotional? It's something temporary. If it's not, then what are they doing? How are they going to make money? All right. So let's get into it, right? So the thing is, how a broker works. When you buy and sell a stock, they make money, right? That's how a stockbroker used to work. They decided what kind of started this whole wave was Robinhood. Robinhood became popular with zero trades on the app. Robinhood did a great job. Robinhood sucked at, if you listen to Robinhood, it's the truth. But Robinhood, what you sucked at is you didn't have the tools that TD Ameritrade and E-Trade had. For prime example, the DRIP program, the dividend reinvestment program, I didn't see it on there. Or if it was too hidden. The second thing was, look at the desktop. You didn't have a desktop. Maybe everybody don't want to buy their apps off the phone. Maybe I want to compare. Maybe I want to read financial reports. TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, the big boys brought that. You didn't bring that. Robinhood was good for young people that just want to grab a couple stocks and that was it. You were great for that. But now the big boys have jumped on board and you knew that they were going to do this if your audience became too big. That's what everybody's going to do. The two things in business, it's just like what you see what Facebook do with Instagram. Facebook did with Instagram and Snapchat. Facebook went out to Instagram and said, hey, you're getting big. I want to buy you. Instagram sold itself. Facebook took it, right? Then you had Facebook try to do the same thing with Snapchat. Snapchat said, oh, no, we're not going to sell. So guess what Facebook did to combat that? They started mimicking them. They created Facebook stories, Instagram stories, Facebook lives, Instagram lives to combat Snapchat. They brought in the filters, everything. So if I can't beat you or overtake you, the next thing is to get you out of business. That's just business 101, right? So what you're happening is what started happening was, once Robinhood started to do it, Robinhood kind of grew into popularity. Charles Schwab was a very big key person in this. If you remember, trade fees were like $10, right? And then Charles Schwab came in and said, hey, we're going to do the same thing for $6. Then you seen everybody kind of following Charles Schwab. Then you had companies like Interactive Brokers. They did a big press release probably about earlier this week that said, guess what? We got the same exact thing TD Ameritrade and E-Trade got, but it's going to be free. And I did look into Interactive Brokers, but Interactive Brokers, it was a little complicated when I was looking at your fee structure or whatever the case may be. You start to see E-Trade and TD Ameritrade stocks tumble. TD Ameritrade made the smart choice and said, hey, you know what? Everybody's doing it because you're not paying attention to all the other financial companies like that wasn't that big. Like Ally, they went to the no commission. Everybody was kind of going to this no commission bandwagon. So when you see people change their business model, that's all it is. You got to ask yourself, how are you making money if you're not charging commission? How they're now making money. They're now looking at, hey, if we charge zero commission, maybe we can get more clients or keep our clients. And when we have more clients and we keep our clients, ask yourself the question of, how do banks make money? How do banks make money? Pretty much that's what they're turning into. When you have uninvested capital, uninvested cash, you remember when you set up your E-Trade account, your TD Ameritrade account, or whatever broker you use, they ask you, what do you want to do with uninvested cash? right? And you get to choose, the sweep program, the E-Trade, da 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 da. Right now, I have money sitting in cash inside of my TD Ameritrade account. I have money sitting in cash inside of my E-Trade account. I have money sitting in cash. That's how I'm able to buy things, right? That money that is sitting in cash, just like you have cash sitting in your checking account, your banking account, or whatnot, what is the interest rate? What are the fees on that? They used to charge 1%. I'm just hypothetically speaking. Say if they gave you out 1% on uninvested cash. They're now lowering what they give you on uninvested cash to combat the money that they're losing on TD Ameritrade. So the more cash that they have laying in their accounts, the more money they can lend out. TD Ameritrade has the TD Bank. Now all that cash you have sitting inside of your account, they're now using that money to loan it. They're giving you less interest on it. They used to give you 1% hypothetically. Now they're giving you less incentives on uninvested cash to kind of come back from the day-to-day trades. So now companies looking at it like, hey, if we go to zero, that means we get more customers. We get more customers. Now we're turning into a bank almost. And the thing about it is people are like, well, Prince, do you think this is a fad? You think they're going to do this for a little while and jump on it? No, this is why the whole industry is doing it now. It's like watching us from like cars went from cassette tapes to CDs, from CDs to Bluetooth, right? It wasn't just Ford. Ford, everybody does it. Now you can't find a car with a CD player. You can't find a car with a tape player. You might not be able to find a car with a radio player nowadays, right? Everybody is just starting to move over to something new. This is the new way of doing business in the broker world. The new way of doing business in the broker world, charging those little transaction fees. Nobody's doing that no more. TD Ameritrade is not doing it. Ally Bank is not doing it no more. Everybody stopped doing it. So all that cash you have sitting in your account, they're looking for different ways to now start operating like a bank. They can give you 0.5 on it, and then they're going to loan it to somebody else or whatever the case may be. That's what they're going to start doing with the uninvested cash that I looked and saw that what the banks were starting to do. Hey, we was giving these people 0.5 on uninvested cash. Now we're going to give them 0.1, right? So now they're starting to find other ways to be able to make money. Other ways is ads, advertising. Advertising is one. Another way is they're selling people's information, right? Different companies, Robinhood or whatever the case may be, they're looking at, hey, we get all these people to sign up for free. We have all these email addresses, phone numbers, big data, email address. You know how you get those robocalls? You get those millions and millions of robocalls. You wonder how they got your phone number. You wonder why they keep calling because of things like that, big data. People are selling data. So I'm not saying that TD Ameritrade is doing it. I'm not saying that Robinhood is doing it, whoever the case may be doing it. But that's what a lot of them are doing it now. They're looking at, hey, well, going back and forth of the old school days, that's what made E-Trade so popular. Back in the day before online brokering came, of course, I wasn't around at the time. People used to pick up the phone and call their stockbroker. When you pick up the phone and call your stockbroker, it used to cost you about $100 or $80 just to pick up your stockbroker to tell them to buy you for stock. Then E-Trade came out. E-Trade said, hey, you can pick up the phone and call us, but it's going to cost $40. Or you can do it on yourself online for like $15. And that was a big deal. That was like, whoa, you can go online now and buy stock yourself and they only charge you $15 versus $100. Now you see the industry, the whole industry start to shift. TD Ameritrade went online. Everybody went online. Everybody went to e-brokers, electronic brokers, right? To charge less. You look like an idiot if you're over there charging $100. If I'm a stockbroker, I'm charging people $100 to pick up the phone and buy stock for them. Those days are done. Those days are gone because everybody's going to go somewhere else. I think that nowadays brokers have moved into a new business model of, hey, we're no longer going to focus on transaction fees because nobody's doing it. If TD Ameritrade turn around tomorrow and says, psych, we're going back to $6.95 for trades or whatever the case may be, then guess what? If they do that and E-Trade doesn't do it, everybody's going to go to another broker. Now, the other thing you got to keep in mind, they didn't do this for everything. It's only on U.S. stocks, U.S. traded stocks. So if you're somebody that's buying Nokia stock out of Finland or whatever the case may be via ADRs, it didn't change for you. They only changed it for U.S. listed stocks. They still have some fees attached with TD, with contracts, option trading, and it doesn't apply to penny stocks. So all my penny stock people out there, you're still paying those trades. So it's not like they got rid of it 100%. They just lowered it drastically down to where now they can be more competitive in the marketplace. Because before they couldn't be competitive in the marketplace with charging TD Ameritrade. They're just changing their business model. They're changing their business model to say, well, we got somebody over here right now with $100. They have $100 sitting inside of their cash. They have $300 sitting inside of their cash. You were getting a little, it may not be much, but you were getting a little bit every time they charge you your cash. Now what they're doing is they're not giving you that much money on your cash anymore. They're lowering what you have in cash to keep their customers and to draw in new customers and to stay competitive. So drawing in new customers, staying competitive, now they're going to find other ways to charge you. Now, they didn't get, like I said, they didn't get rid of everybody. People out there buying penny stocks, people out there that's buying option contracts, they lowered the fees, but they're not gone completely. But they've gone to a lot of the big stocks. Somebody who want to go buy Coca-Cola stocks, they can do that practically for free right now. So, because everybody's wondering, when I saw it, I'm like, well, what's the hook? I even called a company like, hey, man, what are y'all doing? How y'all going to make money? Whatnot. Because E-Trade, I think they made about $75 million just off of transaction fees, just off of buying and selling stocks, or whatnot. So they look at it and say, hey, well, this is what we can do to stay competitive in the marketplace. So now Robinhood, when businesses compete, consumers win. Robinhood, what are you going to do now? Somebody said, what's up, bro? I can't even pronounce your name. What's up? What penny stocks for TD Ameritrade under $5 or under $10? Yes, there's plenty of stocks. Just look up. I have a video right here to teach you how to find penny stocks on TD Ameritrade. I teach you how to find penny stocks on E-Trade. Use the stock streamer or whatnot. You can buy penny stocks on there, but guess what? If you're buying penny stocks, you don't get that zero commission. So the devil's in the details. So it's not everybody. You can just go out here, TD Ameritrade, just giving it up for free. No, they're giving us a good portion of the commission to keep your money there and to keep new money drawn into the bank. The more uninvested cash, the more cash that's sitting around, the more cash that they have going back and forth, that gives them possibilities to say, hey, look, we're going to charge less interest. We're going to do less things to it. So that's the way E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Ally Bank, they're all shifting their business model. You can buy stock in the E-Trade. You can buy stock in the TD Ameritrade. They're publicly traded companies, meaning that their finances is open. You can listen to their conference calls because now everybody, like Ally Bank came out and said, hey, we're not charging commissions. And they're like, well, man, whatever. Ain't nobody doing that no more anyway. You so late. Because now that's the industry now. It's like it would be a company saying, guess what? We now have a website. Okay, who doesn't have a website? Everybody has a website, right? So now some of the companies, they're charging based on volume. It's kind of complicated. But the traditional, if you want to go in and buy a blue chip large cap stock, maybe a mutual fund or whatnot, I think some of them said they're not doing it for mutual funds, so you got to be careful. But if you want to buy just a traditional stock or whatever the case may be, enjoy the no fees. So the devil's in the details. They're reconfiguring their plans to be able to find other ways to be able to make money. But anyway, it's Saturday night. As you can kind of tell, I'm kind of stuffy. I just want to do a topic to talk to you guys and girls. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that shares up button. Not shares up, but hit the thumbs up button. Share this video. Thank you guys and girls for tuning in. Look on Eventbrite. I'll be in New York City story time with Prince Dykes coming to New York City October 19th, Barnes & Noble, 17th Street, something like that. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Happy trades, and stay by for more good tutorials and commentary, all of the great stuff. Peace. Love each and every one of you guys. Until the next video podcast, cartoon, or whatever else you see me do crazy around the globe. Peace, be safe. I'm out, and thank you.